Hello, everybody, and thank you for listening. It is here that all are invited to this happy place where the young and young at heart can explore, laugh, and listen together. Get ready as the magic awaits you like never before. Welcome to the happiest podcast on earth.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Happiest Podcast on Earth YouTube channel. I am Josiah. You know me from any previous videos I've done. With this guy here is the newly engaged Marky Mark. If you haven't, let's see the ring. Let's see the ring. There we go. There we go. Ladies, you've seen the ring now. You can be happy. If you haven't listened to the latest podcast, you might not know that Marky Mark was engaged. Some people
I haven't listened yet, actually.
Even if you so you didn't know. Well, now you know.
I didn't know that I was engaged myself. What do you know?
All right, so what we're doing here, Mark just got back from a trip down to Disney.
4 days.
And for 4 days at Disney. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do exactly what we just did when I got back from my trip. We're gonna go over his top 5 rides and just talk a little bit about the trip. So before we get started, Mark, why don't you go ahead and talk about what you've got going on?
Yeah. So really quick, guys, if you guys like what you're watching, please subscribe down below. If you have anything you want us to review, go over. If you have a special talent yourself, send us a message. I'll get you on. We'll talk. We'll chit chat. We'll have a good time. Other than that, let's hop into this.
All right, let's go.
I'm just trying to think if I missed anything. No. I mean, if you guys want, go follow my YouTube channel. It is Marky Mark and Kayla, and you can go follow my main man. Hit me.
I'm at Josiah Nusbaum Drums. They'll both be in the description. I've got a lot of Disney covers that have been out recently, so
lit.
Watching people drum to Disney.
If you want to see a man get possessed by music, oh my hair. If you want to see a man get possessed by music, this guy just gets it. So, so we're gonna go to, like you said, we're gonna do my top 5. We're gonna go over my favorite and least favorite foods, and then we're gonna go over just kind of some things that I saw that I enjoyed or didn't enjoy. So we'll see. We'll talk about it. Skyliner. So we'll talk about it.
All right. So let's go with ride number 5. What do we got?
All right. Let me bring up my list. Okay. Number 5. And I will say my top 10 has completely changed from the last time I went to Disney. I haven't been to Disney in about 6 years. So this was a real shock to go on some of these rides that I loved so much before that are now no longer in my top 5. I mean, they're barely even in my top 10 now, but here we go. Number 5 is I think it's the most clever that they've made, is the Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway. I mean, that ride, I went in with kind of not low expectations, but I was kind of like, okay, whatever. This is going to be a fun, cute little ride. It was so enjoyable. It was adorable.
Absolutely.
It kept me entertained the entire time. Like, the graphics were so eye-catching and just like, wow. I mean, just so good. And real quick, funny story about it. Me and my girl, we had our youngest, Kylo, and he fell asleep in my arms in the queue line. And we were, I had him on my shoulders, and we sat him down, and we're in the ride, we're enjoying it. And you know the tornado scene?
Mm-hmm.
He's asleep, and the tornado scene's happening. He's going. He wakes up, and he's like, the whole time. This was his second time on the ride, so he knew what it was. But then by the end of it, he's clapping, and he's like, yeah. And I'm like, that's the only ride I can think of that would make a kid wake up from mid-nap and be like, yes, because it's just such a good ride for any age. Absolutely. And it's just, I loved it. Enjoyable ride. It's a must-do for me every time I go to the parks now.
Well, what I love about that, too, is depending on where you sit, you just see different parts of the scene. So it's so re-rideable that it's ridiculous.
The scene when they're in the water. When you go down, the waterfall, so great. Oh my goodness, so good. Every single time my little boys put their hands up, great.
That's awesome.
All right. Number 4.
So, let's go to number 4.
Oh yeah. All right. This one got a little flack from people. I don't care. It's a great ride. Star Tours.
Okay.
It's been, like I said, 6 years since I've been. So the last time I did it, if I remember correctly, it took us through like episode 4, 5, and 6. So, you know, and it was like nothing really crazy about it. I know that Darth Vader used his force on us one time and our cart was shaking. So I thought that was cool, but it was nothing really like eye-opening to me. It was fine. This, they redid it and made it so entertaining, so immersive. Yeah. Like, I forget where we went. We went to, I think it's Scarif. We went to, I forget the other 2 places we went. but I just thought it was so good because it was so focused on the prequels, which let's be honest, Star Wars needs a little prequel love right now because gracious me. But I just thought the way from where it was from what I remember to what it actually is now blew me away. It was so entertaining. I was entertained the whole time.
Yeah, and that's another one of those rewritable ones because they change the video all the time.
I've heard that you have multiple videos, right?
Yeah, so I think it's actually multiple groups of videos. So like you could see like the same first scene, but like a different second or third scene, from what I understand at least.
That's so cool.
It's just amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, so that's number 4.
All right, so number 5 was Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Number 4 was Star Tours.
Number 3. Smugglers Fudge and Run, man. I wanted it to make it my number 2 so bad, but I just couldn't for how great the other 2 were. And we all know who it is. I don't have to really go. I'm going to go into it anyway. The queue line, seeing Justin himself. I'm a big queue line guy. If your queue line's not good,
absolutely,
I'm out. But the walking in and you're behind the Millennium Falcon, you're like inside of this like little rundown, beaten down ship looking place. And then the ride, I was the pilot, and it was the most, when they said punch hyperspeed, and hyperspeed, is that what it is? Lightspeed. And I punched it, and I went to lightspeed, that I had chills. Like my nipples got very, very aroused. Like it was awesome. Like I had the left and right panel. So like I didn't go up and down. I'm so happy I went left and right because that was so, I felt like I was in the Millennium Falcon. Like Brooksy was in the back. He was a gunner. Kayla was a gunner. And I'm just like, I was completely invested into it. Amazing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that's a ride that's probably better when you're with a group of people. So like I was by myself. So I was just the pilot. The computer did everything else for me. So it was great. But I feel like it's probably one of those rides that's better when you can, you can yell at the pilot for crashing. Or something like that. No,
literally. There's a scene where you go to Lightspeed and you get out and you're going through this little, at least we did. We went through this little town, and then I needed Kayla and Brooks to shoot down the TIE fighters coming at us. And I'm like, guys, gotta shoot them. And they weren't shooting them. They were missing. What were you?
Really low.
I think Brooks, like Brooks had about the same accuracy as Kayla did. And Brooks is a 4-year-old.
We can't aim him. You just click a button.
Oh, that's fair.
I think
Never
you're
mind.
supposed to be the one aiming us.
All right, so it might be my fault.
Just threw you under the bus.
Scores. So Smugglers Run is easily my number 3. I can't get that feeling out the first time I pushed the thing up to Lightspeed. I will. Chills.
Yeah. Awesome.
All
right. So before we get to your top 2, let's switch gears a little bit. Let's go to talking about food. I'm a food guy, right?
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is let's talk about 2 food items. Your least favorite thing that you ate on your trip, and your most favorite thing that you ate on your trip.
Honestly, I didn't eat anything bad. We went to all great places. I'm just I would say we went our first night. So we got there on a Wednesday night and we went to Epcot. We went to Epcot every night. So we went 5 nights to Epcot, and
they're still open the latest, right?
Yeah, they were open
until right now.
Yeah. We went to this place on Mexico, which when you first walk into Mexico, well, almost into Mexico, and there's this little hut on your right. It wasn't like it was bad, but out of all the things that we ate all week, it was by far bang for your buck, at least money wise, not even worth it in the least. Like it was just a taco with a little sauce on top, and I'm like, I paid $12. I'm like, what? This is it? And the best.
I was there too. Completely agree.
Yeah. It was fine. There was just nothing special about it,
Right.
But then we went to, what's it called, baby? It was like, I'm going to butcher this, so don't make fun of me. Chaza de Margarita. So you have the tower in Mexico, and right before it on the left, it is the best Mexican restaurant, best tacos we ever had. We did this lethal combo because we shared a lot of food because it's expensive.
Right.
So we did their tacos and their empanadas, right? Empanadas. Their tacos and empanadas. She had one. I had one. They gave you this spicy corn. Oh my God. The combo, lethal. Right. But then we ate in Pandora. What was that place called? The little place. It's like the
it's like the one you can order through the app on.
The military. That place was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And then that was really
What
good
did you get there?
I let her order everything. I just ate what she was eating. I was with the boys and I was trying to get
Yeah.
them to eat.
Yeah.
So I let her order
Yeah.
what we ate at the Pandora. It was like a Mexican bean bowl.
Okay. Yeah.
Rice, beans, chicken and beef.
Yeah.
So good. It was
Yeah.
awesome. And then I would say up there as well, we went to that place in Galaxy's Edge where they have the Ronto wrap. That place, I would like I would say actually my least favorite food item was their veggie dip that they had. It wasn't very good.
Okay.
Didn't care for their veggie dip. It was like a hummus thing. Wasn't very good. But
yeah,
all in all, the food we had, I didn't have one bad experience really.
That's
just
awesome.
phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah. So that place in Pandora also has those cheeseburger pods that they're stupid good as well. So
Cheeseburger pods.
yeah,
No,
it's
no,
like it's just a little bun that's a cheeseburger. It's amazing.
Ooh,
But,
okay.
yeah.
Oh. Well, I did have
Future.
the Ronto wrap.
Yes.
That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
That was so good. I hear that there is a breakfast Ronto wrap. Is that correct?
Yeah. That one has it. So it's the same sauce, but it's egg instead of the slaw.
Oh, that would have been so. Oh my god, lethal.
Yeah. That
and the
one's killer.
highlight. The two highlights I will say, then we'll get off track. I think the thing for me to highlight the entire trip were two drink items. Blue milk.
Yep.
Was so damn good.
Yep.
I mean, that blew my mind. I went in, I'm like, it's gonna taste milky. Oh, I'm a huge coconut guy. There was a coconut tinginess to it. Oh, delightful. And then for all of my alcohol people out there, Andrew Bailey, let me tell you, the Arundelian lemonade.
The aqua.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I think we got it 3 nights we were there, right? 3 of the 5 nights we were there, I think we got it. So good. I had to restrain myself from getting multiple because I'm a lightweight and I know I would have gotten hammered. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to enjoy my trip. So, yeah, that's the highlight. I would honestly say the biggest highlight of the trip was that we did not have a single bad food experience. Not one.
That's awesome. Yeah. Disney's really good about that too. So
so good.
That's awesome. All right, so get back to your top 5. So we had number 5 was Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Number 4 was Star Tours.
No, number 4 was no, it was Star Tours. Yes, it was. Yes,
yeah, it was
number
Star
4.
Tours.
Yeah, you're right.
3 was Smugglers Run. Number 2. Let's go.
Number 2, Flight of Passage, man. That ride was something else, man. I gotta give it the Flight of Passage with, first off, getting in the little thing. You're in a little roller coaster thing and you're all nice and tight. And, you know, it's like got the face scanner and it pops a really cool pre-show in the beginning. But the way that they make you literally feel like you're on a fudging banshee was unbelievable. They was so cool. Like, excuse me, like that is the kind of thing that I don't think, I've never been to Universal, but I don't know if Universal can top that. Like,
right.
I hear that they got great rides, but there's something about that that's just, it was so immersive. I felt like I was literally when the one banshee like grabbed at you and like your cart moved with it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna die. And then like when the shark jumps out of the water and like almost gets you, like it just captivates you and it's gorgeous and it's beautiful. Like I got kind of choked up like when you land and you look out and you see Pandora. Gorgeous. Just a phenomenal, just life-changing ride in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's another great queue line too.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful queue line. Very nice. We actually didn't really get to walk through all of it because we did the parent swap. Okay. So we took the 2 kids as Mason, her girl, Mason and Jen were walking around. So when they were done, they took the boys and we went and rode. So we skipped a lot of the queue line, but from what we saw, it was gorgeous.
Oh yeah. That whole world, that whole land is just,
it's phenomenal, man.
Ridiculous.
The detail. That's I think what gets me is the detail that goes into that ride in that park. Just gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so quick review. Runaway Railway was number 5. Star Tours was number 4. Smugglers Run was number 3. Flight of Passage was number 2. Now for the number 1 ride. Ladies and gentlemen.
A small world after all.
No. That was my favorite ride too.
No, absolutely not. It is Rise of the Resistance. Oh,
absolutely.
So when you go into a ride like that and everyone says it's their favorite ride. And they're like, well, Corey says it's his number 2, but mostly everyone's like, it's the best, one of the best rides in the resort. You can't beat it. It's unbelievable. Like you have to go online and you have to book your ticket to get into it or whatever. Like there was a lot of hype behind this ride. I've heard nothing but good reviews. So I'm going into this not scared it's going to not hit my expectations. Oh my Lord. It blew me away in every aspect, from the queue line, which was very, very detailed. Then you get into the ride itself and you get off like 6 different times. Well, it's more like 3 or 4, but like, it's almost like a never ending ride. And you're literally in the universe of Star Wars. And it is the most interactive, just jaw dropping ride I have ever been on.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. I was like
one of those chilling.
freaking. Yes, it was. I got the chills. I mean, I was very chilled the entire time. Just fabulous. Fabulous. Number 1 ride. And it's, in my opinion, it's not even close. I think the reason why I put Rise over Flight of Passage is because, as amazing as Flight of Passage was, it's a screen. Right. They did it all on a computer. Flight of Passage or Rise of Resistance, you literally went into the world of Star Wars multiple times. And we had a really good guy. When you get taken into the First Order and you go wait to get interrogated, we had a really good, like, in-depth character guy who was like asking questions and like playing the part of a First Order, like, Imperial guy. So good. I mean, just everything about it blew me away. Loved every second of it. I really wanted to make my top 3 Rise of Resistance, Smugglers Run, Star Tours. And I'm like, if I do that, I'll get crapped on. So I had to put Flight of Passage number 2.
And Flight of Passage is just so good.
But Flight of Passage is really a phenomenal. And what's crazy is my top 5 used to be Rock and Roller. This isn't normal. It used to be Rock and Roller Coaster, Soarin', Pirates of the Caribbean, Tower of Terror, and Everest. They're not even in my top 5 anymore. It's beautiful rides. Beautiful. Disney, well done with rides. Those top 5 right there. I got to give an honorable mention. I think my number 6. Honorable mention for me, and I wrote it last time, but for something about it, I just didn't really remember it until this time, was Midway Mania.
Yeah. Okay.
Loved it. Mainly because my boys loved it so much. Like, it was a ride I got to do with my boys. But like, I just thoroughly enjoyed that ride. It was so fun to me. So fun. Yeah. So that's my honorable mention.
All right. So now let's get on to other things you would like to talk about. Things that made an impression on you throughout the trip, in a good or a bad way.
One good, one bad. My one good was the queue lines, or the lines in Disney. We probably saved about 5 to 7 hours worth of waiting time. They would project it's 30 minutes. We got in 10. They project it's an hour and a half. We got in an hour. Like, just stuff like that. We saved so much time on all of our rides. So, and the reason why is because their lines were so good. Like, they just flow through. We were on Everest and our wait was 20 minutes, and it was wrapped all the way down to the musical of Nemo, all the way down.
Oh, wow.
Nemo.
Okay.
And it was 20 minutes. Literally, we had a timer every time we got on a ride. It was 20 minutes to the dot we stepped on the cart. It was unreal. Awesome. Like, the organization that they've done, I don't know how they can ever go back to doing what they did, because, and we figured it's because there's no more, yes, it's less people, but also because of fast passes. Fast passes would clog everything up. So I don't know why they would ever bring fast passes back. I'm an advocate of no more fast pass. No more.
Okay. All right.
No more fast pass. But
you heard it here, folks.
The lines were so good. That's what really impressed me. And then the thing that didn't impress me was the Skyliner. And here's why. We stayed at Pop Century. If we wanted to get to Epcot or Hollywood Studios, we would have to get up at the ass crack of dawn to go stand in line to get there before the park even opens. And we got in line at 7:15 for a 9 o'clock park open. And thankfully they let us in early, but it was a 9 o'clock park open. We were standing in line for almost an hour because you had to wait in line to get onto the Skyliner. You had to get off the Skyliner, back in line again to get to Hollywood Studios, because it dropped you off at the Riviera, I think it was.
No, it's Caribbean Beach, I think.
Yeah, the Caribbean. Yeah, there's a meeting point. Yeah. So, like, to me, and I know the purpose of what it's supposed to be, it's supposed to funnel people through left and right. It's another form of transportation. And if COVID wasn't a thing, everyone would be jamming in there. Like, I felt bad. Kayla and I took up 2 spots of 8. It's possible 10. So I get that. Right. But, like, I feel like if you're gonna have it like that, and you know there's gonna be carts that aren't available to take a lot of people, there needs to be bus transportation because it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Like at least for us, at Pop Century and Art of Animation, like you have to be able to get to the park another way. I felt like that was a real disservice, in my opinion, having to wait that long and to come home. Same thing. We Ubered every night. We Ubered home every single night, but one night when we went to Epcot.
Yeah.
Because the line was forever. We walked. It was all the way down, almost to the beaches, right by the
goes down by the boardwalk. Yeah.
So
So I think it depends probably on when you go as well. Cause like when I was there, it wasn't as busy. So it literally took me 10 minutes from the door of my hotel to the door of the park. So I think it just depends on when you go. Like I did not really wait in any lines at all to get on it until the end of the night at Epcot when it was, 20 or 30 minutes.
Well, what was that morning, that evening? It was the last night. It was the last night we left for Epcot. We wanted to wait in line because the line wasn't too bad. No, it wasn't that night. Yeah, we waited 20 minutes before and then 20 minutes after, like when you get that drop off. And we're both beat. We're at the end of our ropes. We're just exhausted. And like having to wait in that, like I'd rather just sit in a bus and drive home. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right.
So, and I know a lot of people loved the Skyliner, and that's great. And I did enjoy it at times when we went back with the boys to kind of freshen up and went back quick and easy. And I think that's what it's supposed to be. Right. But it wasn't like that in the morning, and that sucks. Because like what we did is I went and got my lightsaber made. So I had to make sure that I got there early to ask to be in the wait line. So I got there literally, we were the only two people in Galaxy's Edge when they opened. We were booking butt over there. But like we had to get our day. We had a 14-hour park day because we were standing in line at 7:15. It's almost 15. We stayed out till like almost 10 o'clock that night.
Yeah.
But like it sucks that you have to wake up that early to go get on the Skyliner. That's all.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
All I got.
Would you like to take us out?
Let's take us out. Real quick, if you're planning on going to Disney, I would go soon because I will say the lines are phenomenal. And I don't think they're ever going to be like that again. The longest line we saw was 75 minutes, and everyone that came out was like, wow, we only waited 50 minutes for that. Like you save so much time. So if you're on the fence, I would go ASAP, and the magic's still there. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you wear a mask, there's no characters. No, the magic's still there and it's beautiful. I cried when we left. We all do. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Josiah, thanks for joining me, guy. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
If you guys like what you're watching, please subscribe down below. Let us know if there's anything you want us to do, anything you want us to tackle. Like I said, if you have a special talent, there's something you want to talk about, let's hop on, let's chat, let's duke it out. Let's have some fun with it. Stay tuned for stuff on my end that's going to trickle into the Happiest podcast. We're going to be selling coffee. It's going to be called the Happiest Blend on Earth. It's a chocolate pecan flavor. Is it pecan or pecan? I never know. Potato, I guess. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. It's really phenomenal coffee. It's got their logo and everything on it. Corey Benty himself picked out the coffee. So that's coming to a online store near you. And we got some other fun stuff with coffee coming up soon, sir.
For sure.
So other than that, guys, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe. We love you. As our main fearless leader says, this is not goodbye. This is just see you later. Got anything?
See y'all. I got nothing.
You know what we got to do? Dab it out, son.